Hey, welcome back. So I just finished publishing my latest blog post entitled Confessions on How I Learned to Be Confident. And what inspired this blog post was something that I had seen on TV a few weeks ago. I like to watch a lot of reality TV, don't judge me. And I was watching a show, there was a woman on the show, and she kept claiming to be confident. And I personally didn't feel that her behavior was a true portrayal of confidence. And so it reminded me how so often, especially for us women, when we want to be more confident, we try to think of women that we think exude confidence, and we make the assumption that if we just mimic what they do, then we'll be more confident. And it made me sad to think that there was probably so many young women watching this same show thinking, oh my gosh, that's what confidence looks like, that I need to be more like that. And so that's really what inspired me to really write about confidence and my own journey to being more confident. When I was younger, I thought that I was relatively confident, and it wasn't until later in life when I started to really examine some decisions that I had been making that I started to realize that I was making these decisions out of an insecure place rather than a confident place. And so that led me on a self-discovery journey. And through the journey, I started to have a really better understanding of what my weaknesses are. And what was really surprising was that there were characteristics that I had that I always viewed as weaknesses. And I always tried to kind of push them down. I always felt like, no, I can't be like this. I can't act like this. This isn't good. And through this self-discovery journey, I started to really understand that those were honestly strengths. They weren't weaknesses. I just didn't know how to use them in a way that benefited myself and benefited other people. And I started to understand that what my true weaknesses really were. And through this, there was certain people that I had to forgive for things that they had done, because I was learning that some of the decisions that I was making were coming from this insecure place, which really was kind of rooted in a place of like unforgiveness. And so by forgiving other people, I was able to let go of so many things and, be free of so many things. And so I kind of started to understand like some of my trigger points, like why certain things make me feel a certain way. And it just kind of opened this door to understanding like why I do some of the things I do. And as a result of going through this process, I started to be able to respond to things, to life, in a more confident way. I wasn't responding anymore because I needed to be validated or because I needed to be heard or to be seen. And it really changed so much for me. And I started to just have such a better understanding of who I am, what my strengths are, those things that I'm really good at, the things that I'm not that good at, the things that make me vulnerable, and I started to really feel like a whole person, and I felt good about who I was. And to me, confidence is having that understanding of who you are, and it's having assurance about that, and it is standing strong and tall and knowing who you are and being true to yourself and not changing your mind about yourself because of what other people may think or their opinion about you. And so that's a little bit about my personal journey to be more confident. I'll share briefly some of the things that I did in the process. And I talk a little bit about in the blog some things that you might be able to do if you want to kind of take this journey to self-discovery. But some of the things I did was I definitely kept a journal, and I would often write about how I was feeling about things. If something happens and it triggered something inside of me, I would, write it in my journal. I would share how I felt. Sometimes I would ask questions like, why am I feeling this way? I don't understand where this is coming from. Because at the time I wouldn't always have those answers. And I started reading about women in the Bible. That was really important to me to understand, some of the strong women in the Bible. I was trying to kind of create this like framework for confidence and what a confident woman really looks like. And so I kind of started with the Bible. And so those are some of the things I did. I read a lot of books as well. And so all of those things really proved to be very beneficial for me in becoming more confident. And in all honesty, I think that as people, we're always evolving, and we're always, having new experiences. And through those experiences, we're changing, we're learning, we're growing. And so I think that the journey to self-discovery is something that never really ends. We're always learning more about ourselves. And it's really important to be able to do that and to take some of those weaker spots in our lives and try to strengthen those as we grow and learn more about ourselves. But I'm super curious as to how you would define confidence, and what does confidence look like to you, and what are some of the things that you have done to become a more confident person. So please share with me in the comments how you feel about confidence. And if you like this video, please like it. If you haven't read my blog post, please go to norinessconfessions.com and subscribe. And I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye.